let's kick off with a film that I would have put money on Sharon being the one to see in the cinemas. And this is The Three Musketeers D'Artagnan.
D'Artagnan, Three Musketeers, D'Artagnan, yeah.
Okay, so
Okay,
Sean, you saw it. Go on. Go ahead.
I
Tell
did.
us about it.
I think I actually contacted Sharon as well, but she couldn't make it because, I mean, I've decided now because it's easier to sort of go to a fairly early performance, but with Sharon sometimes she can't make the time. So, but I would love her to see this because she's read the book. Okay, so I mean, most of the story know the story of the. I'm pretty certain they must know the story of the Three Musketeers. There's like, or D'Artagnan. He goes to join the Musketeers. He's going to join the Musketeers, and he gets into a bit of an argument with three of them, and ends up getting in a duel with three of them, and they meet up, and then Cardinal Richelieu's things, soldiers turn up. There's a bit of a fight, and they all get a bit of comradeship. The Three Musketeers and D'Artagnan. And then obviously it's the Queen is supposedly loves actually Buckingham, I think, who's from England, and to show an affection of love, she leaves some jewels, and Buckingham takes them to England, and the King Louis says, when we have this party, you need to produce. You must show them at the wedding, or at someone's wedding. And so you've got this intrigue. You've got this really lovely spy called Milady, played by Eva Green.
Milady de Winter
is absolutely fantastic as always. I think I rate her very, very highly.
Yep.
And so you've got a lot of intrigue and a lot of action. And it's. I mean, I haven't read the book, so I don't know. But I would assume that this is probably closer to the book than any of the others. And it's in French. It's all in French with subtitles, with English subtitles. So it's all in French. And I mean, I know a little bit of French, and I could understand some of it, but they do go pretty fast. And now I can understand why people say, like when you meet foreign people and they say, slow down, don't talk. Don't talk too fast, and then I can hear you. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, slow down, and I can get you. But lucky enough, you've got the subtitles. Anyway, so that's the story, and I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. And do you know what I liked about it is, me, my banality, or like you call it, when I like things stuck. They're musketeers. They use muskets and guns. But in all the other stuff, it's always swords. Yes, they do use swords in this, and they're good swordsmen. But they use muskets, and they are musketeers. So they're going to use muskets.
Yeah.
And
until this moment, I never realized where the name came from.
No. Oh, right. Okay. You thought it was just like a book, yeah?
No, that is not. It's never occurred to me. I used to go. It was one of the things I used to go. Why are they called musketeers? Oh, never mind. Sword fight.
Yeah. And I mean, there's the whole school where all the musketeers are, and they're actually practicing the muskets. And do you know what I mean? It just so happens that these three, D'Artagnan, Athos, and Porthos, they are good. They are good swordsmen to boot with the guns.
Yeah.
There's quite a lot of gunplay. And like when he's galloping for England, D'Artagnan, they thought they got a horse and they changed the horses. So it's like the old Pony Express where he's galloping away. And the horse can't gallop forever, and he gets off and gets for another horse, and I was like, "Mom, someone's really thought about that, Someone's really thought about that." And yeah, I mean, I think this is a really, really class movie, and I'm assuming it is a lot more to the novel than which is why I really want Sharon to see it.
This is only the first part. There's going to be a second part that's going to be released later this year. I think November or something.
Milady.
And the thing about it is that this is the first time, weirdly enough. So you have Three Musketeers, this great Alexandre Dumas French novel, and this is the first time they've ever actually done a French version of a French film version of the Three Musketeers, which I thought was madness. I was like, come on, there must have been a silent what? Like the French they've never actually done so. All you've ever had is like Hollywoodized versions. Like for instance, when you talk about Milady de Winter, as far as I'm concerned, Rebecca De Mornay will always have a special place in my heart because she was the first Milady de Winter I ever saw in the Disney version of The Three Musketeers, which I spoke about a couple of weeks ago with Charlie Sheen, Oliver Platt, Kiefer Sutherland, Chris O'Donnell as D'Artagnan, which is totally nothing like the book.
Is that the one with is that the one with like the balloon ships and all that? Is that the one? Is there one?
No,
I mean,
no,
they did
no,
one with like where they come in balloons and stuff, don't they?
No, this one doesn't have, but actually, maybe it does.
It's like a big ship, like a big balloon zeppelin.
I don't think there's a ship, but there's definitely a scene of Chris O'Donnell hanging from a balloon, swinging through a forest or something like that. I think I remember that. It had Tim Curry as Cardinal Richelieu, and he had Michael Wincott as his his right hand man. And I love that film, even though and I was even surprised to find out that there were some bits of that film that are in the original novel, like him having 3 duels with the Three Musketeers and everything like that. So I think it's quite interesting that this is the first time that the French have done it. And I've heard nothing but good things about this film, Sean. So I'm actually quite happy to hear you say that you enjoyed it as well.
Yeah. I thought it was I thought it was really, really well made. As I say, maybe the French have decided, well, enough of these comic, terrifically. There is some
Comedy,
light-hearted moments in it, but I think even the ones with Oliver Reed and all those, they were okay, but they were more for laughs than and
Michael York was D'Artagnan, wasn't he?
Yeah. Whereas this so Sharon needs to see it to let me know how close it is to the book.
I want to see it. I definitely want to try to get in there. And I think there's something like there's 4 books I think involving the different Musketeers and D'Artagnan. Most adaptations have always been the Musketeers and then Man in the Iron Mask, and they miss all the ones in the middle. So it'd be interesting if the French are going to do them, whether they do the other novels as well, or whether they just stick to the Musketeers and then jump 20 years in the future and do Man in the Iron Mask.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sean, we know you liked it. How many stars would you give it?
I would give this a really, really high 4-star rating. I mean, the only thing I would say sometimes is probably the thing that was some of the action scenes, some of the sword play was very much not shaky cam as such, but really
gotcha.
sort of not it was one of those ones that was not all the scenes, but a lot of the fighting scenes were just a little bit I don't know what the word would be. What could you call it? Haphazard, or just fast and too fast really to see what. Do you know what I mean?
What was actually happening?
Too much stuff going on. Too fast, too furious, sort of thing. Not that I want to make it into a film.
You just made me think of something. Could you imagine if the John Wick guys did a Musketeers movie? What would that look like?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. I'll keep thinking about that. But okay. 4 stars for 4 stars for the Three Musketeers. D'Artagnan.
4 stars. Yes.
Good stuff. Strong 4 stars for that. And now